And when you moved to London at age 14 or whenever
No,
it
I
was,
just about 16.
16, did you want to go?
Most people around that time who were immigrating from Jamaica to other places were mostly going to the United States. But some numbers go to United Kingdom because they were involved, their parents or someone was, they were involved in just after the war, rebuilding the country and so on. So many beings from the Caribbean and all these Caribbean islands, were part of the British colony. That's why I said that we had independence from Britain in 1962. And so many of these beings traveled. My father also was in the Royal Air Force in the British Army, and that's how he lost one lung and died from pneumonia and the other one and so on. Yeah. But so my mother had already come when I was a child. She came to the UK along with some of her relatives. They traveled to the UK and became that wave of beings who traveled from the Caribbean and came to live the first settlement of Afro-Caribbean immigrants to come, or they were actually came with British passports actually to the United Kingdom.
And your mother was of African descent?
Yes.
Okay. And what was Brixton like in the late 60s?
Well, when I first told my teacher, and I had a French teacher in Jamaica when I was a child, a little boy, and it was quite a big deal. I was leaving, and then when anybody leaving, it was like, whoa, it's a big thing, And I said, he asked me, well, where are you going? And he said, I'm going to England. He said, well, where are you going? He says, London. But where in London do you know? I said, a place called Brixton. He laughed. Okay, he says, Brixton, that place. And all the kids were laughing, and I felt very embarrassed. Like, what's wrong with Brixton? Coming to Brixton was great for me because it's such a change in culture and climate and all of this. But at 16, I was very, very pliable. You could lead me with a straw. I would just go like this. And the first time I came, I came to England in 1969, and the first time I came, I was not allowed in. I spent one night in jail, basically, and was put on a plane back to Jamaica the next day. That was a very strong experience for me. But anyhow,
Why?
I didn't have the correct stamp, in my passport. It was called, I needed something called an entry permit. My mom hadn't researched enough, and she felt like we had enough. We bought the ticket, we came. I was held at the airport, at Heathrow Airport, and I was kept in a holding station for that night, effectively like a jail, basically, locked up and everything. And then the next day, I was sent back to Jamaica. The whole experience was very, very strong because nobody explains anything to you. And it wasn't until the next morning when I was brought back to the airport that I met an angel, basically. One of the flight attendants came, a woman, and she said in a very sweet voice, she called me, Anthony, would you like something to drink? And I said, yeah, Coca-Cola or something. And she brought me some biscuits and things, and she explained what had happened and why I had to go back. And it was just the voice of someone that I could hear it in my heart again, and I just felt all this warmth, But so I went back to Jamaica, and I came back again maybe 6 months later. But coming to Brixton, it was not so difficult because of the church community. My mother was already in the church community, and that really sort of gave a nice cushion for landing in such a new place for me. And people were very loving, very kind, and I made friends. Within the first week, you made friends and so on. So it was quite a soft landing for me.
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free by clicking on the link below to visit our website, learn from the best minds in the world, and connect with a community of passionate people building the best versions of themselves. Just click on the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.